I do realise that my last video on this episode title topic was definitely a little bit of a stretch in a few areas, and I do definitely understand that. Today's video, though, will be going over a slightly different area of the episode title, and we will be taking a very different approach to the entire thing. So to begin with, we need to just once again remember that Ninjago is a kids show, right? That is its proper target audience after all. Now because of that, this episode title, of course known as The Benefit of Grief, does kind of lead me down a very different path compared to what I've mentioned in previous videos. Hear me out with this one. What if The Benefit of Grief actually is hinting at the fact that they are going to be turning the ninja's grief, due to the loss of Nia, into a much more positive and upbeat kind of thing? See where this is headed? Maybe the benefit of the grief here will be kind of like a lesson surrounding the topic of grief in a much more in-depth way. Say what you want about that. I personally think that that would be another pretty solid idea, as we'd still get the topic of grief being explored more in Ninjago, but then we could also see them flip all of this into a much more positive kind of thing, which would also add a spin of uniqueness to this entire thing, as we've never seen that kind of thing happen at all before in Ninjago. Grief before has never ended up being a real positive message really in Ninjago. I guess you could count Zane's sacrifice if you wanted to as that being, you know, a positive thing, but other than that, it hasn't really led to the characters learning some kind of lesson from grief, if you get what I'm saying, which I think makes this entire theory so much more interesting and just quite a lot better in general. So all in all, I'd say that this idea is a lot more realistic and perhaps a little more satisfying in a way, at least compared to the theory that we discussed last time. I think this would lead to a more satisfying and interesting story. However, those were just my thoughts. You guys may completely disagree with me. With this being said, do be sure to drop your thoughts on all of this in the comments. I'd love to hear some of your thoughts regarding all of this. If you did enjoy today's video, please feel free to drop a like on it. If you're new here, be sure to also consider subscribing to the channel with the notification bell turned on. With all of this being said, I will see you all in my next one.